Hello, my dear students. This is another chapter. We are going to talk today about the culture and definition of culture of our studies here on week two. So please pay attention, and I will share the screen now to see. This is a PowerPoint presentation about the culture itself. So I wish that you follow what I will say. Then there will be questions at the end of the whole unit. I just want you to work on it. Thank you so much. So basically, that's what we will go to do, see now. Uh, Here we go. We are talking in this chapter about celebrating the cultural diversity. And we will talk about, we talked before about what's the meaning of the culture. What's the meaning of culture? We said all the norms and behave and customs and the things inherited by history and from our ancestors, all the norms and traditions and customs, what we used to do, what we have to ought to do and what we ought not to do about a certain situation. All this goes into the culture. So today we'll talk about celebrate culture and diversity. Like you see here, what's exactly is diversity? Here is a figure that shows that sum up all the situation of the diversity. Diversity refers to all the ways that individuals are unique and differ from one another. And this is the meaning of diversity. How the people are different than each other. Diversity involves, even inside the diversity, there is recognizing our unique differences. Of course, every one of us is different than the other. All the people are different, having many different kinds of behavior, different kind of aspects, all this. Attracting people of all backgrounds. Even the diversity, one of its characteristics that it's attracting the people from everywhere with backgrounds. Recognizing how attitudes affects all of us. This is another point. How will attitudes affect us? And the attitudes, the norms and values are different from one country to one country, from place to place, based on the culture criteria. Creating an environment where all can succeed. This is another point. Creating an environment, this also diversity involved. Yes, and diversity is the best place for success because you will see all around you with different ideas, with different beliefs. So this will push you to success. Acting to promote diversity. So diversity will generate more diversity, and this is the point. Elements of diversity, as you see here, the elements of diversity, the age, the gender, the ethnicity, the race, the physical ability, sexual orientation, physical characteristics, the physical characteristics, the income also is an element of diversity because people are different in incomes. They are not having the same thing. Education as well. Yeah, people who are graduated high school or university degree or whatever. So the education also is the source or element or component of the diversity or diversity. Marital status also, because it's based on the people. How many persons in this society are married, attached or unattached? How many people, how the families, the percentage of the families for the whole society, how it looks like. Religious beliefs also comes into this point, the religious beliefs. So the society is divided to what kind, what is it? Am I the majority Christian, the majority are Muslims, the majority are Jewish, the majorities are spiritual or not spiritual, based on the society which we are talking about. Geographic locations also, and the geographic location, and the parental status, and the personality type, the type of person itself, how is person like? He's risk neutral, he is aggressive, he likes to take risk, he likes to avoid risk. This is the person's type. He's like to be individualism, which means like he want to be a sort of being alone, or he want to add the life with other people. This is another point. So primary and secondary dimensions of diversity. So diversity is having two dimensions: primary and secondary. The secondary dimension are elements we can change. We can change. Okay. People are less sensitive about secondary dimensions. We also have the choice of whether to disclose this information or not. We can conceal these characteristics. Okay. How about the primary? So the secondary elements of the diversity, which is a part of this culture which we are living in nowadays, is that we can change it. We cannot change it. You mean that we can change the culture? Yeah, culture can be changed, but it needs a long run. It needs a long way to do that. Okay, primary dimensions are aspects of ourselves that we cannot change. We cannot change this. Those are things inside us, but we cannot change it. They are things people know about us. We even open our mouth, even before we open our mouths, the people know about you. People know that you are honest. People know that you are a good man. People know that you are this. People know, but you don't say this even. You don't need to say this, but it will be known. That's what you said. When people feel they are being stereotyped based on primary dimension, they can be very sensitive about this. So we have now in the diversity two dimensions. We have the secondary that we said we can change it, and the primary we said we cannot change it. We cannot do anything regarding the primary dimension of diversity. Secondary dimensions, this is what we can change it, like we said, of diversity: work background, income, parental status, education, religious beliefs, military experience, if you have experience, marital status, married or no, geographic location, where do you live? Are you living in urban areas or you are living in rural areas where the farms and peasant? Are you from industrial society or are you from a farm or primary society? So also we have the primary dimensions, which said you cannot change the primary dimensions. Those you cannot change it. As example, the sexual orientation, your race is difficult. Ethnicity, you cannot change your ethnicity. You cannot change your gender. Maybe for some people they are very very minor, but that does not mean that everyone can do it. Age as well, physical qualities. So all these things you cannot change it. That's what we say. You cannot change it. So that's why it's primary. But the secondary, like the ones in the out frame in the blue, those all we can change. We can alter them. We can impact them. We can change them. Like the work background, income, parental status, education, religious beliefs, military experience, marital status, geographic locations. Those all we can change them. Uh, the spin-off, the movies, memorabilia, those are all like American myths. So American myth is, what is myth? Greek, what they say, the proverb. What do you say in a situation like this? Okay, like we say, in curiosity kill the cat. In curiosity kill the cat. What is the meaning of this? Like people want to know everything about anything. Okay, they express fundamental values in our culture. Because any express is giving a values in two, three words. The values of a society in two, three words. And this is a part of the culture, which I talked before about. Emphasize include Star Wars, Harry Potter, the okay. What are some myths that you know? Can you tell me some myths of what you know? What are some mythical characters or creatures? What are they important to us? Why they are important for us? What do they give us? What the feeling they give us? What feeling or whatever? Unity through diversity and the team work. So this methods or methods, she is always making, is summing up within some words the way we think, the way we believe, the way we act. Essential or survival for this as example is for the next set, because this is what we talk about. So I want you to go here, interesting video, the fraud of multiculturalism. And we said we have a plural culturalism and multiculturalism. I just want you to watch this video and we will get back after watching it. We have free enterprise. We have each main characters emphasized on elements of the American uh, melting pot cultures. Okay, melting pots, because America is multi-diversified cultures. There are many cultures. It's like a Canada, exactly the same thing, because cultures from all the worlds comes here to Canada and to the United States as well. So uh, the diversification of cultures all together in one place, this makes for you this unique new culture, which depends on the multiculturalism. Multiculturalism. Uh, and this is another dimension of Hofstede model, which we talk about the individuality vs community or pluralism. Means, are you a person who think about yourself and say I only, or you are a person who think with the others and you said we? Are you a person oriented or a family oriented? Are you like to live alone in isolation with the others? Then you are individual. Then you are individual. You like to live in a group. You like the family unity. You like to have people, friends. You try to satisfy your social needs. Then this, in this case, we said you are plural or pluralism or community. Uh, yeah. So this is how it works. We have some definitions here regarding the culture as well, and I just want you to know it. Holism, the study of the entire human condition. Holistic, all encompassing. Culture, anthropology, and this is very important, study of cultural differences and similarities among widespread human groups. So, in the cultural anthropology, we are trying to see the differences between a lot of places in the world, the culture, the different cultures. What make them differ? What makes them differ? What makes them every culture has its unique aspects. Why those cultures differ? So, ethnography, research where the research is immersed in the population being studied. Okay, we talked before about the diversity. We talk about the a lot of points also about the diversity, and so and the reason for the diversity and causes of diversity and things we can change in the diversity and things we cannot change in the diversity. So